Hey friend, Roger Christopherson here again with another first listen review. This is one of those ones that's not really a new release, it's a re-release, but it's new to me. I have never heard this album, even in its original, but I've been taking like chances on stuff lately and been listening to stuff I wouldn't normally listen to. It is the Talking Heads, and it's their concert film, Stop Making Sense, the soundtrack, I guess, to that. I've never seen the film, and I had never heard this album. I'm slightly familiar with some of their stuff, but the stuff I've heard from them I've kind of liked. Some of their bigger hits actually are not my favorite songs in the world, but I actually played Once in a Lifetime in one of the bands I was in, and the thing I remember about that song was it sounds very simple, but we had one heck of a time trying to put it together. In fact, we actually gave up on it. It was so hard to play, and that still to this day blows my mind, because there's really not much to it, but there is at the same time. It's so like precise and intricate, and there's the timing is weird, and it doesn't sound that way when you listen to it, but when you dive into it, it is. So I'm like, well, why don't I check out some of this other stuff? And this is kind of like a greatest hits, when it's a live concert, at least up to this point, up to the album that they were promoting at the time, which was Speaking in Tongues. Actually, one of my favorite songs that they do came after this was called And She Was. But anyway, that's not on here, but I also love that song. But anyway, so I decided to give this one a chance and just explore some new territory. And so I kind of like looked up what this actually was, and it's kind of cool how they start this out. It's I guess in the beginning of the film, David Byrne walks out and just puts a cassette tape deck down and just starts playing it, and then he plays his acoustic guitar along to it, which opens with Psycho Killer, which is actually the cool song. I like that song, done very differently here than the version I had actually heard. And then as each song goes, they add one more member of the band to each song, and all the way up until like their sixth song in, which is Burning Down the House. They finally have the full band out there. So it takes a while for them to do this. Didn't watch it, but as listening to it, I could hear what was going on. I thought that was actually, I'd never seen or heard that done before. From what I understand, this has actually been like a really highly regarded film. Some people call it the best concert film ever made. So I'm probably going to end up having to check that out after, reading all this and listening to it. I actually did really enjoy this. But after, hearing their other songs that I didn't know at all, because the majority of this is the stuff I didn't know, I actually like the stuff I didn't know a lot better than the songs I'd heard. So I went out and got every Talking Heads album. Every studio album out there I now own, and I didn't have any of them before. So that's how much I actually really enjoyed this. Listened to a couple of them so far, and I wished I had known this band a long time ago. I actually cannot believe how much I actually like them. It's and musically I just really enjoy what they've done. It's really cool. So one of the other songs, they did Burning Down the House, and then they go into Life During Wartime. Also one of the songs I'd known before, and I never really cared for that song. It didn't sound much different here live. But then they go into like Making Flippy Floppy, which I'd never heard before, Swamp and What a Day That Was, all on here. The thing that I guess on this one that was different from the original release is there's 3 extra songs that were not on the original but were on the VHS video release, so that's all on here now. And there's a couple David Byrne solo things on here, and another song I really liked was when David Byrne, I guess, just left the stage and left the rest of the guys to do their side project, the Tom Tom Club. They had a song called Genius of Love, which I'd actually heard before. And in this context, I rather enjoyed it. I didn't remember, I had heard the song before, but I never really cared for it that much. For some reason, it fell really cool into place in this one. In fact, right before they play that, they do Big Business. I can't even talk today. Holy moly. Big Business, and that kind of flowed right into I Zimbra, which we had 2 completely different songs, but they flowed perfectly into each other on this one. And it's funny, the other song that other song that I knew on here was Take Me to the River, which never a song that I liked ever. But then on here I didn't care for it too much, honestly. But they ended up with a song called Cross-Eyed and Painless, which I rather enjoyed. So all in all, I would say that this was well worth taking a chance on. I obviously am not going to go through 19 songs, song by song, but I will just say that their style, even though it's quirky on their singles, their unknown tracks, to me anyway, I found to be way more interesting than the songs they released as singles. And I'm going to be diving into this, collection of CDs that I just got, and it's kind of the reason I am making this one, because I wasn't going to. I just actually really enjoyed it. And I wonder if there's more people like me out there that have never given this band a chance that maybe would like this. So if this helped anybody make a choice to maybe give them a chance, that's cool. Let me know down below. And if you're still not going to give them a chance, well, you can let me know down below too. I'm sure anybody. It's funny about the internet. It brings out some of the worst people in the world. I've had a couple people they just can't help themselves. It's just unreal. But anyway, that aside, I think this was worth taking a chance on myself. I really enjoyed it, and I'm enjoying that. I've listened to 2 of the ones I got so far, and very cool stuff. So anyway, like, share, subscribe, and until next time, see you.